The Dodgers are back in first place. They beat the San Diego Padres behind a gutsy master class of a performance from the GOAT, Clayton Kershaw. The Dodgers also claimed an infielder. We got an update on Max Muncy and how long he's going to be out. How concerning is that? But the Dodgers beat the Padres. They snapped their 4-game losing streak. They're back in first place, and we're breaking it all down on the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, ready to parade. We got a parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series.
Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie Magic.
Freeman hits the ball to right field.
She is gone.
Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor. Subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And if you want to support every episode, every show, the best thing you can do is hit the like button and drop a comment down below. Thanks for rocking with us. After the Dodgers get the dub, they snap that 4-game losing streak. They get back into first place. They beat the San Diego Padres tonight by a final score of 3-2. They improved to 69-53 on the season. Nice. And let's just take a look at it. Let's take a look at it because it's been too long. It's been way too long. Because we know this isn't a second-place team. This isn't a second-place organization. They are a first-place team in a first-place organization. And let's look at that standing picture. You got the Dodgers back on top of the San Diego Padres. All is well tonight in Dodgerland. And I like the fact that you're ahead of the Padres in this graphic. That is because the Dodgers now improved to 6-2 versus the Padres on the year. I talked about it all week, the importance of getting 2 wins so you can win that tiebreaker in the event that there is a tie. Basically, it counts as an extra win, so you're just 1 game away from accomplishing that. But the story tonight was the more things change, the more they stay the same. The Dodgers can go out there and sign every ace on the planet. They can trade for every ace on the planet. They can develop the best prospects. They can sign whoever they want to go out there and take the ball. But somehow, some way, when there's a big game, the ball ends up in Clayton Kershaw's hand, and he's on the mound. And Dave Roberts said before the game that they had the right guy on the mound tonight. And he was absolutely right. It was a master class of a performance from Clayton Kershaw, an absolute master of his craft. It was on display tonight. And you look at the numbers, you say, oh, are you going to tell me he had double-digit strikeouts and pitched 8 innings? No. He gave up 1 run on 2 hits in 6 innings of work, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 76 pitches. And now his ERA on the season, in his year 18 season, where his fastball is averaging 89.7 miles per hour, Clayton Kershaw has a 3.01 ERA. And he was pitching tonight with not a lot of run support. That's the Ace Kershaw experience that we've known for so long for this team. Did it matter? It didn't. Because he's not a thrower. He's a pitcher. And all the hype around all the other guys in the rotation, and rightfully so. I mean, you got Cy Young winners, you got Shohei Ohtani. All the hype was well-deserved, but the story tonight in the Dodgers' biggest game of the year, their biggest game of the year, with 41 left to play, to be the stopper that he's always been throughout his career, to put this team on his back, yeah, he did it tonight. He did it once again. And there was a lot of people this offseason. Kersh is washed. We don't need Clayton Kershaw. We have Blake Snell and Glass now and Shohei and Yoshi and Roki and all these other guys. Get out of here, Unk. Right off into the sunset. But no, Kersh isn't old. Kersh is just a classic. And that was the classic Clayton Kershaw performance tonight. He's not old. He's vintage. And that was vintage Kersh at Dodger Stadium. After surgeries, shoulder, knee, foot, after all of that, 77 2/3 innings, 15 starts this year, a 3.01 ERA, working with an 89-mile-per-hour heater. Just absolutely impressive. And that's what the great ones do, right? Tom Brady later in his career was, okay, I got to throw some more short passes. Michael Jordan, I got to develop a fadeaway. The great ones know how to develop other parts of their game. And what I always say, Clayton Kershaw is a happily married man, but he also has a slide piece. And that slider was working early. Just 3 strikeouts in his start tonight. But right in that first inning, the slider was working. He struck out Arise with the slider down the zone. Machado, he struck out with that slider. Later, he got Iglesias to look at a pitch right in the middle of the zone. And when he's got that slider and it's got that bite and he's tunneling it off the fastball, it doesn't matter if the heater's 89, because to a hitter in the box, he's thinking, oh, look at this 89-mile-per-hour fastball. I'm about to tee off on it, and nope, falls off the table. So it's almost like a magic trick. It really, truly is almost like a magic trick. And then on top of that, I mean, you get a great performance by Clayton Kershaw. The offense, you get some small ball. A lot of people wanted that style. If things aren't working and you're not getting the slug, then you're able to get it in other ways. The Dodgers used 4 relievers to cover those final 3 innings and get those final 3 outs. I mean, those final 9 outs. And then Banca Spears came in. I mean, after Banca Spears pitched the 7th inning, for the 8th and 9th inning, you use 4 relievers. Vesia, Trinan, Diaz, and Dreyer. Banca Spears came and pitched an inning, pitched pretty well, got the job done. And the only home run that Clayton Kershaw gave up tonight was on a pitch that he had no runners on base, and he was just sitting back and he crushed that hanging breaking ball. But the solo shots won't hurt you. The solo shots won't hurt you. It's the walks that'll kill you. So it was an incredible performance by Clayton Kershaw. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, this guy has given every single thing that he's ever had to this organization for 18 years. And tonight, in year 18, Clayton Kershaw did the job once again. He's the Dodgers dog of the game. He's the player of the game. And here was him just moments ago at Dodger Stadium.
When you look at this outing, first, what was kind of working so well for you and just navigating through their lineup so efficiently, keeping the pitch count down?
Yeah, it was a good night. I think my slider was better tonight. I was able to throw for strikes a little bit more. Still falling behind too many hitters overall, but thankfully my slider just had a little bit more bite than it has the last few games, and able to get some foul balls. And they hit some balls hard on the ground. So, you know, Freeland made some great plays. Freddie made some picks. So had the defense pick me up there too, which is always huge. And yeah, they're a team that doesn't strike out a lot. You know, they work the count. They have good at bats. So you can't really let off the gas. You just got to keep going 1 through 9. They have a good lineup, especially at post-trade deadline. So you just got to make pitches.
Your approach going into games is you compete. It's relatively the same, but is it different when you are going into a game like today? You guys are a game back in the division, you've lost 4 straight, and just looking to kind of get the team as a whole back on track?
I mean, I think when you've done this, you know, as long as we have, it's August now, you know, you try and treat every day the same, but and then hopefully the situation just helps magnify everything, you know. So it's a game in August, obviously. It's not that huge a deal, but, you know, the way we were going, you know, it felt like a big game for us, and thankful we got a win tonight.
It wasn't tonight just to play the new run of baseball overall to get some sort of impact that game?
we're due. I mean, I don't know. You know, I think it's just the way it goes sometimes. You know, I think baseball's hard, and when you play every day, things, you know, can spiral pretty quick. So maybe just coming home, having an off day to reset, and you know, playing a good game. It just takes one to get going, and hopefully this was it tonight for us.
Is there something about being able to pull out that kind of game, the kind of game you guys have lost over the last couple of weeks, is just kind of serving as that reset and try to move forward here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard to say because you don't want to put too much merit in us losing a bunch of games. You know, I don't think that's who we are. So I don't want to say that, you know, hey, we're reset now. You know, I think we were fine. You know, I think we just played some bad games, and I think we're fine moving forward. You know, our guys are going to continue to throw the ball well. You know, we're going to get big hits like Teo did tonight, and just go from there.
You guys scuffled a little bit with Max on your list last night. To see the team win tonight without him, what do you guys have to do to keep that up? What was the void last time you guys on the field?
Yeah, Muncy is a big part of our lineup, obviously. He always has a professional at bat. You know, hits the ball hard, hits the ball over the fence, takes his walks, plays good defense at third. So, I mean, it's not easy to replace that. You know, it's just everybody can't try to do more than they're capable of. Just kind of stay in your lane, and, you know, Free and Miggy and, you know, some of these other guys that are going to play infield will step up for us like they're capable of, and we'll be good.
Can playing a team, you know, that's been kind of surging like the Padres have been, bring out the best in you guys, even though it is still August, but there are some more stakes?
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so. You know, I think, yeah, it's been, you know, it's going to be a fun 6 weeks. You know, the Padres are going to be right there. We're going to be right there. We got a lot of games against them in the next 10 days, obviously. So, you know, the division isn't won or lost in the next 10 days, but it will make an impact, and we know that. And we just, I don't know how to say it and not sound cliche, but we just got to keep playing. You know, there's just nothing else to do. We can't put anything more on it, any less on it. Just keep playing the game, and just hopefully our talent and our team will take over, which we know it will.
So there was Clayton Kershaw, and I thought there's some interesting things that he said, and I seen the comments saying that 89 miles per hour won't play up in the postseason. And look, you're absolutely right that higher velocity plays up in the postseason, but having said that, if it comes down to Clayton Kershaw in the postseason, then a lot of things have already gone really wrong, because the truth is there's 4 guys that are in front of him in the rotation, and those 4 are all guys that could be potential Game 1 starters for every team in Major League Baseball, maybe outside of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they're not sniffing the playoffs, and Paul Skeens, and Yamamoto, and Ohtani, and Glass now, and Snell. So it's not going to come down to Clayton Kershaw, hopefully. And then you look at just the other thing he said was that maybe this isn't a whole new season, right? This is that we were already a team that was fine. The truth is they weren't fine. I mean, they had gone 12-21 in a 33-game stretch. It was their worst stretch since 2017. And I think that this is Game 1 of the new season. I truly do. Because the truth is the team that has put up this record that has been just 4 games above 500 heading into this one since the beginning of May, that's a very different team than the team that they're going to have now. And yes, we'll get into Max Muncy, his injury, and when he could possibly be back. But I think tonight you saw that renewed sense of focus. I do think that this team has so many veterans that have been through these wars for so many years that they do have the ability to flip that switch. And I saw more focus from Blake Trinan. And yes, Alex Vesia dealt with some issues, hit a couple batters, and he didn't look quite sharp by his standard, and he's definitely kind of going through it right now. We understand that. But I also think that just the overall intensity of the entire bullpen today, it really shows you, hey, like, we do have an extra gear that we can go to. They can level up. And as someone's talking about in the chat about that check swing call, absolutely. I mean, the one on Tatis that led to a walk from Vesia, that was bogus. I mean, there is no clear-cut rule on what a check swing is, right? And like what it entails. I mean, you're supposed to offer at it, and if it's an offer, then sure. I mean, it should be a strike. But I mean, I think when you look at that and you watch it a million times, it's one of those calls where you say, hey, if the Dodgers lost tonight, then you are furious. You're up in arms and you're going absolutely insane. But still, I mean, I think overall, the difference tonight was you didn't get an explosive offensive showing for the Dodgers, but what you did get was better at-bats. And that was evidence in the innings where they scored. Because the offense to come back right there in the third after Clayton Kershaw gave up that solo shot to Laureano, I thought it was big. And show some love to Michael Conforto tonight because he got the offense going. He had a leadoff single there in the third inning. Then Alex Freeland, who's been struggling at the plate, he gets a base knock. So they start things off with a back-to-back singles. And then Rojas, he reaches on that bunt single. And can we all just collectively laugh at Manny Machado? Hey, you guys. I mean, can we all laugh at the fact that Manny Machado, he dives for one, goes off the heel of his glove, then squirts into foul territory, and then just like that, the Dodgers are set up with the bases loaded and no outs, and Shohei Ohtani at the plate. And yes, there were some big swings during that Ohtani at bat, but I really liked the adjustment late in that bat. On the fifth pitch, he hits into a fielder's choice. He's able to beat out the throw at first so he doesn't ground into the double play. But that scored a run. Conforto comes in to score. The Dodgers tie the game. And that was massive because this is a Dodgers team that needed to give Kershaw a little support runs-wise, and they needed just to see good things happen. And the fact that they know, hey, if we're not hitting doubles, triples, and home runs, that there are different ways to manufacture offense. And I liked that at-bat by Shohei Ohtani. Was not trying to hit a 10-run home run all the way to Pasadena. Wasn't trying to hit it to the Rose Bowl, right? I mean, this was a good at-bat, puts the ball in play, and you get a run across. And the next batter, Mookie Betts, we've seen him hit soft contact all year, but that at-bat, the fact that he was down 2 strikes and then comes back to get a sac fly, that put the Dodgers up 2-1. Almost reminded me of that Mookie Betts at bat in Game 5 of the World Series to get that big sac fly in that one. So it was their stars having unselfish at-bats, right? Not expanding in those spots late in counts. And it was huge because it right away puts the Dodgers back on top. And then it almost reminded me of Game 5 of the NLDS. It is a pitcher's duel. Offense is coming at a premium, and then who steps up? The guy who's dealt with injuries this year, a groin and a foot injury. The defense has not been good, but the reason why you have to buy into Teoscar Hernández is when there's a big moment, he does not run away from it. And I'm not going to name names from guys we've seen this organization the last 10-plus years. But there's certain guys that look like they don't want it. They don't want to be at the plate in those situations, and there's certain guys that do. The heartbeat slows down, the concentration level goes up, and when you need a big hit, it always seems like Teoscar Hernández has that capability, that he can step up and get you a big bomb in a big spot. 7th inning, Estrada on the mound. Teo steps up to the plate, and no one on base. He's like, you need a run? You need to run, I'll get you a run. I'll hit a solo shot, and he crushed it, and that gave the Dodgers a much-needed insurance run, and that puts them up 3-1.
Scalded to center field. Merrill's going back. He's at the wall. There's the insurance. Teoscar Hernández, an opposite field blast, and it's 3-1.
19th home run of the year for Teoscar Hernández, so that's another very playoff-type moment for him, and that's why I think that, hey, the Dodgers are 1-0. The Dodgers are 1-0 in this season in between seasons. It's after the regular season, but before the postseason, but that's how I'm looking at this thing. Dodgers are 1-0, and I want to give some love to this bullpen because they grinded things out. It wasn't the best version of the Dodgers bullpen. They didn't go out there and just mow down hitters and dominate hitters. But what did I say after the Padres made all these moves? What did I say after they traded for O'Hearn and they got Mason Miller and Laureano hit a home run tonight, and Fermin, who basically, did you guys see Fermin get trucked when he was going for that foul ball early in the game? I thought that dude was going to for sure be out. Got to give him some credit for staying in this one because that looked like a scary situation. But what did I say after the Dodgers were sitting back and not making very many moves, and the Padres were, that in postseason games, you're not going to be able to just score 7, 8, 9, 10 runs per game, right? I mean, in the course of a 5 or 7 game series, there's going to be those games where the pitching just dominates, and you have to find ways to win games. And I've always questioned this Padres ability to put together really, really good at-bats for 9 innings against good pitching in the postseason. And we saw it last year. 24 innings where they did not score a run. Had they scored a couple, they'd probably win the World Series, right? It's that razor thin when you get to this level. So I think tonight felt more of like, oh, the Dodgers are going to slug, right? I mean, you need to get Max Muncy back, and well, like I said, I mean, that definitely is very concerning. There's no doubt about it. But the Dodgers, they know that they can win in different ways, and they won tonight without some of their top guys that they're going to be getting back. I mean, Kirby Yates and Tanner Scott, and hopefully they can pitch a lot better. Michael Kopech can really fill those roles. But how about Alexis Diaz? I got to give him a lot of credit. There was some talk that the Dodgers were done with the Alexis Diaz experiment. But clearly that did not look like that tonight, because Alexis Diaz, he gets the ball in the 9th inning. This is a guy that was an all-star closer at one point in his career, and he gets the ball in the 9th inning. That very first at-bat, he gets Xander Bogaerts swinging on a nasty slider for the first out. And I think the difference between this version of Alexis Diaz versus the one that was struggling early in the season is you saw him working both sides of the plate. He set him up with a 4-seam fastball around the inner half and then busted outside, gets the strikeout. Did give up the single to Merrill. That was a 9-pitch at-bat. He did crank it up to 94, and then he comes back and he strikes out Laureano. So he really had the feel for that slider in this one. And then Jack Dreyer, he comes in and he finishes the job, and the Dodgers get a gritty, gutsy win. You would have liked to see more offense, not a ton of offense, and it wasn't even against, I mean, a bullpen game in Peralta and Vasquez, Estrada. I mean, you saw Mason Miller, what he was capable of, and I think that Clayton Kershaw certainly set this team up for success this weekend by going 6, and the Dodgers already saw Mason Miller in one of these ones, so that definitely helps you. You want to have him throw as many pitches as he possibly can. And look, truth of the matter is if I told you this afternoon that the Dodgers were going to score 3 runs, you would have said, oh, great, so that means they blew a lead late. And no, they didn't. They got the job done at home. Just 1 for 4 runners in scoring position, but they stepped up in a big way, and they're back in first place. All right, guys, let's take some comments. A lot of more takes here. I mean, we got to talk about. We have to talk about the Max Muncy injury that and what that means. But here we go. I'm going to go. All you guys, I'm going to do 20 comments right now. 20 comments, guys. Let's go. Let's do it. Solid outing. I got a super chat from IB Strokin. What up, IB Strokin? Shout out to you, my man. One of the OGs of this show says, what up, D-Mac? D-Mac, a Hornito shot. I should do something. J-Kid, I don't speak GOAT. Can someone translate what Goat Shot was saying at the post-game podium? J-Kid 323. You're going to get a nice little comment of the show for that one. Nice. We've got 88 miles an hour, totally placed in the postseason. The best pitchers in the postseason don't throw gas, they throw stuff. That's from Cesar Briones 2419. Yeah, just ask Greg Maddux, right? I mean, just ask. I mean, Pedro Martinez is a guy that can move up and down. I mean, the truth is pitching is an art form, and he is a Picasso, right? I mean, he's just one of the greatest pitchers to ever walk the earth. So that definitely is. It was a great night. I mean, the dude still got it. Like, Unk still got it, and we saw that on display tonight, and couldn't be happier for the team, really, and him. And now it's like, let's get this thing going. I mean, you really got to get this thing going, because he's been great in August, too, going 6 basically every start. Carl Vesia hitting batters back-to-back in the 8th, just as bad as Robleski walking batters in the 8th. So, yeah, on the not as positive side, it was another night where it just wasn't a good showing for Alex Vesia. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run, hit a couple batters. I mean, very uncharacteristic from Alex Vesia. Thankfully, the rest of the team was able to pick him up with Blake Trinan coming in there with runners on first and second. Just needed one pitch to get the pop out of Machado. But, yeah, I mean, that's something we're going to have to monitor. I mean, he's been the Dodgers' best and most consistent reliever all year, has Alex Vesia. But, I mean, this is just, I mean, tonight, he hits Iglesias with a slider that, I mean, was just well off the plate. He hits Cronenworth with the four-seam fastball on the other side of the plate. When he walked Tatis Jr., could not land that slider. I mean, the command has been off. And when the command is off to this degree, it makes you wonder if fatigue is a factor, if there's some mechanical issues. But it's certainly going to be something that I think you're going to have to look at, because when Kirby Yates come back, when Michael Kopech comes back, when Tanner Scott comes back, hey, you pitched all year and you're a pitcher. There's no such thing as a phantom IL or anything like that. I mean, you're not at 100%. He kind of hinted at that a couple of days ago. So I certainly think that one of my big takeaways from this game, as far as the big picture, is you got to get Alex Vesia right, because Alex Vesia isn't right. It's not like he went out there and got bombed or anything, but let's be honest. You guys are hearing the Jaws theme during that inning. You guys are hearing the Jaws theme because that's how it feels when the bullpen blows leads. It's, oh, dun-dun, there's a walk. Dun-dun, hit batter. Dun-dun, single. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, double, home run. Then they give up the lead. And it's like, and then the game's over, right? That's what I was hearing in my head. And then that's when you got the clutch appearance there from Blake trying to kind of clean things up. So, yeah, I mean, I want to see Bobby Miller get an opportunity. I want to see if they do something with Kyle Hurt, right? We already know that it's very unlikely that Brusdar Graterol is going to come back, but I do think that there's some guys that you want to see pitch at this level and also guys that you want to give a rest to. I think that's something that they certainly need to explore, and if there's a massive takeaway on that end from this game, it's certainly that from Alex Vesia. But let me know, what do you think they should do with Alex Vesia, and what are your thoughts on his performance? Hey, you guys, Manny, where's all those Padres trolls tonight? Come on, it's good for the numbers. I'm not sold on Alex Call. That's from Claudia11. Yeah, I mean, Alex Call kind of is what he is, a kind of a fourth outfielder type. He was a late game defensive substitution for Michael Conforto, and that's how they're really going to be using him in a lot of these moments. But if Teo shows up in the playoffs, all will be forgiven. Alex Renteria, I mean, all will be forgiven for anyone. I mean, it was another positive night for Mookie. I mean, it was another positive night for Shohei. I think when you look at the guys that were trending in the wrong direction too, it was a positive night for them. They have not gotten a lot of production from the bottom of the lineup, and Alex Freeland and Miguel Rojas and Michael Conforto, all those guys contributed. Conforto, he got the scoring inning going, and then I think Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, you didn't get that part of the order going. And really, I mean, think about this. I mean, you won a game where Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Will Smith, and Freddie Freeman all combined to go hitless. They combined to go 0 for 12 at the plate. Shohei was able to draw a walk, and so was Freddie. And you got the sacrifice fly from Mookie Betts. But the truth is that this team isn't clicking all cylinders, but you want to show the ability to win in different ways. And I'm confident this offense is going to come around and they're going to start hitting, and they're going to really have to do it without Max Muncy for a pretty extended period of time. So I'll do some more comments here from Dave Roberts and Alexis Diaz pretty soon. But then now let's read some of your comments. We need Kike for the playoffs. I love that take from Art Bustamante over on YouTube, because, yeah, I mean, it did feel like one of those games like, wait a minute, we're playing the Padres? Where the heck's Kike Hernandez? Where's my banana man? And he was in the dugout cheering his guys on. But, yeah, it did feel like his absence was felt. We've got Claudia. He got clotheslined so hard, I felt it too. MTV Gen X Watcher fan. Anyone notice all the sad, pathetic Padres fans are no longer sounding off in the chat? Where they disappeared to? I know, right? I mean, like I said, I need the Padres to have a collapse like we saw a couple years ago and not make the postseason. It's extremely unlikely, but my favorite stat that really you can see it burn in the eyes of Padres fans is when you tell them that the Dodgers have as many World Series championships as the Padres do postseason appearances. I mean, the loneliest trophy case in sports. Alexis looked good. We got 5 guys. Fries are better. Who's going to Panda tomorrow, by the way? Panda employees, get the gloves on, get the apron on. It's about to go down. What's wrong with Vesia? Yeah, I think that for him, from a mechanical standpoint, it doesn't look like you're getting that same downward tilt that you see from him when he's working the fastball up in the zone. If you look at his overall pitch efficiency, 20 pitches, 11 for strikes, but he wasn't getting a ton of that induced vertical break, perceived rise, swing and miss that he's able to generate. I think he needs just a little bit of a reset. I really do. I think that he's still right there for them to be one of their best high leverage relievers. But yeah, I mean, look, all these guys have gone through a slump this year. He's been one of the most slump proof guys on this team. So if he's due, he's due. We got James Foster, 199F the Dodgers. Hey, if you want to give me 199 to say F the Dodgers, I'd hate the Dodgers too. Like if I didn't grow up, if I wasn't loyal to the soil, and if I didn't grow up and born and bred in Los Angeles, a true blue Dodger fan for my entire life, I'd hate this team too, right? Because yeah, I mean, this is a team that you have so many stars and you have a lot of the envy for teams around the league. Yeah, I mean, go get you some more haters. If you're not getting hated on, you're probably not doing anything good, because it's not really hate. It's you're jealous of the Dodgers. Let's be honest. I mean, there's teams out there. Think about this. There's other baseball teams out there that don't know when their next postseason appearance is going to be. Like, that exists. Try to process this and then think about the fact that the team that you follow has made it to the postseason the last 12 years straight. It's not normal. This isn't just like, this doesn't happen, what the run that the Dodgers are currently on. Vincent Saunders, I always appreciate your chats. I trust Kershaw more than I trust Snell or Glasnow right now. Those two have to prove that they still have it. Kershaw doesn't have to prove anything. Okay, so you bring up an interesting conversation as far as the trust tree with the starting pitchers, and I still believe that you have to go with the big guns. I think Blake Snell, the 10 strikeouts, I mean, the swing and miss, he's going to be right up there. I would go, honestly, I think that just because he's so fresh and he's missed a lot of time, I still think that I'd go Shohei Ohtani number 1. I know it sounds insane, but I think pure raw stuff, Shohei throwing 101, nasty splitter, nasty sweeper, Shohei's my number 1. And part of that has to do with the fact that I want to pitch him early in the series so I can use him as a closer in the clincher later in the series. And then in between, he could just focus on raking and hitting bombs and helping out that way. But after that, I think I'd go with Blake Snell, even though Yamamoto has earned it, and I think they would probably go with Yamamoto. And the fact, too, is, I mean, he's been so good with his road and home splits this year, is on the road this year. So Yamamoto, but I think as far as just right now, Yamamoto's pitched a lot of innings. When he's on, he's at his very best, and he takes a backseat to pretty much no one in this league. But I think the fact that Snell's been the best second-half pitcher, really in Major League Baseball history, when you look at it statistically, I would go Shohei, Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow. And I think that you just don't want to put Clayton Kershaw in that situation. I mean, you really don't. I mean, there's really no reason to put Clayton Kershaw in that situation if all those guys are healthy. I mean, those guys are in the primes of their career. They've signed these big, huge contracts. Like, it would say a lot about how the Dodgers feel about those guys if they gave Kershaw the ball in those situations. So I just think that you just got to keep him ready if something comes up, and he's got to be ready for it. And you got to make the postseason first, right? I mean, they have over a 98% chance, and I still feel like they're going to win this division. But still, we got Doug Vesia has always been up and down throughout his career. He has, but this has been his most consistent. Last year, that was his most consistent season. Nice one with the Jaws. I love Jaws, man. Jaws 3D, Jaws 2. That boy ain't right, Bobby. That boy ain't right. That boy ain't right, Bobby. That's from Foo 18. Waff Top says D-Mac Doyer's sweep. I'm calling it. Pants too tight. So you think that Vesia's not good because his pants are too tight. Tommy James, go Bobby Miller. We've got Sawyer. Good to see Teo Homer. Called it before. the lames went to bed. You're talking about the Padres. By the way, we got the best chat in the game, guys. This is your chat. You got the chat. You can see your takes on the screen. I want your voices heard. We've got IB Stroke and Vesia carried the bullpen all season, 3 bad outings in a row. He might just need some rest. It could be as simple as that. It really could. It's not like the velocity was significantly down or anything like that. I mean, you're absolutely correct in the sense that it's just, look, guys, during this time of year, you talk to a lot of these pitchers, and you're like, man, this is a team that pitched deep into the World Series more than they normally would. Would they do it again? Absolutely. I talked to Alex Vesia. I actually hung out with him a little bit up in San Francisco after one of the games. He told me he took 7 days off. 7 days off. That's it. 7 days off. And then he was working out, throwing, getting himself ready. And then you have a shortened spring training. And then you go to Tokyo. And then you're pitching in a bullpen where you've seen either guys underperform or guys get injured, and you are that guy for the majority of the season. Yeah, I mean, it's going to start to take its toll on you, and I think that's right now. So I don't think it's anything major. I just think, yeah, there could be a little bit of dead arm-ish that is nothing serious, but it's something you can certainly rebound from. So I'm really not too worried about Alex Vesia. D-Mac, why can't Roberts speak up about the terrible strike zone early in a game? Joshua Holtz 9551. Shoey for a sweep from Jeremy Buckley. I'll give you a shoey for a sweep. You want a shoey sweep? I got you. If the Dodgers sweep, I'll give you a shoey. All right. And my man Noise by Noel, he predicted a sweep. I took 2 out of 3. I still think a sweep is very possible though, because tonight you get the Kershaw start. You feel really good about that, and I feel better about this team's chances of scoring runs more than 3, and you're going to get your Shohei moment, and hopefully get your Freddie and your Mookie moments, and then tomorrow you got Dylan Cease versus Blake Snell, and that's going to be a major pitcher's duel, potentially. Dylan Cease, who Shohei Ohtani owns in the postseason. We saw that last year. He's pitched really, really well of late. He has a 1.64 ERA in 2 starts in August, and he had a little bit of a rough July, but he's coming off 2 really strong starts. But I like the Dodgers' chances against Dylan Cease, and I think Blake Snell, just like last Saturday, is a great opportunity, I think, for Blake Snell to win over Dodgers fans. If they're not already big Snellzilla guys and gals and big Snellzilla fans, well, tomorrow you dominate the Padres on a Saturday game against your old team. I think that's going to go a long way. And then you look at Sunday's game, you got Yu Darvish, who's also pitched well of late, going up against Tyler Glass now. So lots of horses in the stable that are coming out for the Dodgers this series. And the way they line up their rotation, they did that to go against the Dodgers, and you take game 1. I think this was the big. Think how crazy it is. We're calling it game 1, even though it's a series in August. That's just because it feels like a postseason series. So I totally agree, but I got that. Shoey for a sweep. Shoey for a sweep, or Shoey for a multi. A Shoey for a Conforto home run at this point. Shoey for a multi-hit Conforto game at this point. I'm trying to get Conforto going. I know everyone wants Conforto done. Retire now, Kersh. Roger Smith, 163, wants Clayton Kershaw to retire. Come on. D-Mac, what really happened with Dustin May, Michael McCaffrey? I think it's pretty simple that from a talent standpoint, he wasn't going to fit into this 6-man rotation that they're running with Emmet Sheehan, and he didn't want to. He's not really a traditional bullpen guy, and he wanted to put himself in a better position in the offseason. So, yeah, I think that's where they were at with Dustin May. But, all right, guys, hear from Dave Roberts, and after that, we are going to give you the latest on Max Muncy's injury. We'll tell you about the newest Dodger that they claimed off of waivers. I'll tell you everything you need to know about him. And then we're taking your chats, your comments here on the #1 Dodgers postgame show on YouTube. But let's hear from Dave Roberts.
We had the right guy on the mound tonight. I think we all know that. And what he did for us tonight, not only just the compete, but the stuff. I just thought he mixed really well. Missed bats, got soft contact, efficient as he always is, and getting us through 6th inning was huge to set us up for the rest of the series. And, Clayton set the tone, throwing up a 0 in the 1st, and big outing by him.
Just how you would approach this game, not like a game 7 or anything, but still with a sense of urgency. Is that how you would describe like the bullpen?
I think so. I think, and you're looking at the way we deployed the bullpen, and we didn't use Blake for an up-down because it wasn't Game 7, and we're steadfast on not using him for an up-down, even given his usage, especially given his usage recently. So feeling that Diaz can come in there and handle that lane to then have drive behind, I felt good about it, and still have Blake on line for tomorrow. But yeah, I think that you saw how we managed the game tonight, and Teo came to life with a big homer right there. And I just thought we played a really good game. Freddie made that play early, but just some really good things and just a really well-played ball game.
How about the intensity that they bring, or that this rivalry brings, that kind of raises your guys' level of intensity in a way?
I think it was a high-intensity game, but it was certainly kind of tempered as far as internally, but I think that I could see it as far as on the field. I could feel it. And our focus was keen, and, they pitched really well. I thought we pitched really well, and it was just a well-played ball game.
How bad did you guys kind of need to win a game like that, especially after the last couple of weeks and all the close calls there, those kind of situations?
Yeah, we needed it. And you can see even that, we caught a break. Obviously, Manny's a Gold Glover over there, and we caught a break right there on the bunt from Rojas. So it was just good that we took advantage of it. Situation, we were good right there, but we needed that one.
What did you see out of Teo right up? It's obviously games that fastball from Strong is not very easy.
I just thought that, he got a fastball belt high, and he just took his good swing, and he can do that. He did it to Cease last year in the postseason, and so it's an easy bet that when the stakes get higher, Teo is going to really show up for us.
Given the bullpen that you're working with, why was 76 pitches it for Clayton?
Well, he's going to go to Denver. I just felt that we have to. I just think that we got to take care of him. I think that he could have went out there. It was my decision to get him out of the game, and where they're at in that part of the order, we have other guys that have to do their job too. And so for me, for Clayton to give us 6 strong innings of 1-run baseball, he did his job. And so for me, there was no reason I felt that I needed to push him more.
When you talk about Teo coming to life, I know before game you were talking about the impact of Max is not being here. You've already been through that for a month. I'm just wondering, if people from the outside, you see Shohei and Freddie as well, what does Max do that impacts the lineup so directly that maybe people don't see it?
Well, I think that if you're talking about Pages, Teo, Smith, Max just has that balance in the lineup as far as another threat left-handed, but also handles left-handed pitching, and he just has the ability to get on base, and he's a threat. And so now without him, other guys just got to step up. And so we're going to see a slew of right-handed pitching. There's going to be right-handers coming out of the pen, and our right-handers have got to be better. And that's just kind of, all it comes down to.
There was Dave Robertson, and he was talking about Clayton Kershaw, and could he have gone an extra inning? Kersh, pretty efficient, 76 pitches through 6 innings of work. But let me ask you this. I mean, after the gem that he put together, would you really have wanted to put him back out there on the mound in a 1-run game where he's going up against Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, and Jackson Merrill? I mean, we've seen Manny Machado do damage against Clayton Kershaw. We've seen innings when he starts to lose it, start to really speed up on him, especially here in the later stages of your career. I have zero issue with him taking out Clayton Kershaw when he did. And let's do the MV3. So MV3, we do this every episode, starting we kind of missed some, but the MV3 is who are the 3 most important players for the Dodgers in this one. You guys can drop yours. I think it's pretty easy. Clayton Kershaw, Teoscar Hernández. I think he could make the case. Mookie Betts, who was such a big run early on. But then Alexis Diaz. I mean, Alexis Diaz, he comes in. Jack Dreyer was able to get the save tonight, his second of his career. But Alexis Diaz get those 2 big outs in the 9th. And now is Alexis Diaz going to be a thing? I mean, we're like on the reclamation project mode. And for him, he's a guy they claimed off waivers. So it's not just a rental type of guy. I mean, they're going to have to pay him in the offseason to keep him in L.A. I think Alexis Diaz showed something. That slider is nasty. It really is. They changed the release point arm angle, you see it's more effective than it was with the Reds. Here's Alexis Diaz after the game talking about his appearance.
To win a game like that, especially with how the bullpen was pitching recently.
¿Qué significó para el bullpen que puedan ganar un juego como este, especialmente lo que ha pasado en los últimos juegos?
De verdad, los ajustes que hicimos hoy, el bullpen completo, fue brutal, de verdad. Contento con ellos, con el trabajo que se hizo, los del bullpen y en verdad con Kershaw, que el trabajo que hizo, que esos 6 innings súper brutales, de verdad, que el ajuste se hizo y se pudo ganar el partido.
Yeah, very proud of the work we're doing in the bullpen, very proud of the adjustments we made throughout the game, but also a lot of credit to Kershaw for doing what he did to get us to the point where we got us to.
What kind of changes did you make since coming over to help you try to get back to where you want to get to?
¿Qué son los ajustes que has sido para regresar a forma?
La mecánica, se trabajó, se cambiaron unas cositas, la mecánica, buscando el mismo ángulo que tuve mis primeros 2 años, que fueron muy buenos, y se ha conseguido ese ángulo y gracias a Dios se está viendo la mejoría en el terreno.
Yeah, just making adjustments to the mechanics, trying to find those angles, trying to find that arm slot that was very successful for me when I was in Cincinnati, but just making those mechanical adjustments.
He talked about those arm angles. It makes a huge difference, and it's got to be funny. I mean, if you're the Padres, we gave up our farm for Mason Miller, and then you get Alexis Diaz coming out there getting 2 big outs in the 9th inning. All right, let's take some more comments here. We'll talk to Max Muncy. Feels good to be back in first place. Feels good, even though you're tied. Feels good. It would have been pretty ugly to be 2 games back right now. Conforto standing ovation day. Yeah, should you give Conforto the standing ovation treatment? Duke Rabbit says, I predicted the sweep in your last video. The Bats need to beat up, though. I think you mean heat up, though. Do you smell? Oh, this is from Jeremy Buckley. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Need Conforto sent to OKC yesterday. That's from Beer 505. We got Daniel Contreras. I told everyone I was watching with... They're watching a legend pitch, and their grandchildren will be talking about Clayton Kershaw. We got Kunji Club says, if the Padres win the series, then the parade in downtown San Diego will be Wednesday. Okay, so is that the confirmation? So if the Padres win, it'll be down there. Tatis Jr. is down in the chat. Good game, y'all. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. You're probably going to go for this chat to the Ringworm store. No, I was playing, but... Kasperius played well, too. Yeah, Ben Kasperius, he was big. I mean, he's the first guy out. He gave 1 hit, did work his way around it, and he got himself out of it, and he pitched that 1 inning. And, yeah, he was big. I mean, think about today. You beat the Padres, 2 rookies, and Alex Vesia, who's not at 100%, and Alexis Diaz, who his team gave up on. Other side, Mason Miller, all these guys, right? The Dodgers find a way to win. This is what they do. Let's not forget that this is a team that's coming off a World Series title. Okay, let's give you the update on Max Muncy. So before the game, Dave Roberts revealed that Max Muncy was headed to the injured list, and this one's tough. This is definitely concerning because of how important Max Muncy is to this lineup. The Dodgers placed him on the injured list with an oblique strain. And you got about 6 weeks left in the season. You pretty much need 3-4 weeks for that injury to start to heal and the inflammation to go down. They need a couple more weeks on top of that to get the rhythm back. And do you have enough time to find that swing? So Dave Roberts did say that they don't expect this to be season ending, but typically on a grade 1 oblique strain, you're talking about 27 to 30 days to really get that to calm down. He's dealt with it in the past, but this is concerning because this really impacts your swing. There's no way they're going to get him back in 2 weeks. A grade 1 is tough. It is tough, man. I mean, have you guys ever had anything to do with your oblique? I mean, you don't even want to get out of bed to go take a leak at night. I mean, it is really painful. I'm sure that he might get an injection. We'll see what they're going to do to try to test it out. But hopefully with the Dodgers trainers and the type of treatment that he's going to have access to, you can get him in a good spot in 3 or 4 weeks, and then you can have the conversation if he can return. But it's definitely concerning to me. It truly is, and it's rough. I mean, the good thing about it, it's not season ending, right? We saw back in 2021, last game of the season, Jace Peterson against the Brewers, he has a season-ending injury. And we thought that the left knee injury was going to be season-ending, and this isn't either. But, man, guys are going to have to step up, and you're going to have to get this version of Mookie Betts that you've gotten for more than a week now. And you're going to have Freddie Freeman and Teoscar and Will Smith and the rest of these guys continue to produce. And I think less rest days for Will Smith, but the lineup is not as long without Max Muncy. They were averaging over 5 with him and under 4 without him. So that tells you he's so important to this team. And you need Edman back. I mean, you just have to find a consistency with this group. And make no mistake about it, it is a massive blow to this offense. It absolutely, truly is. And guys are just going to have to step up. I mean, quality at-bats, getting the job done. You don't replace a Max Muncy. That's just not what you do, because he's one of the most talented hitters in the sport, if we're being completely honest. But you have to make sure that what we've seen from this offense for the last month or so doesn't continue. And you can't now rely on him. So maybe this helps the Dodgers in a way. Of course, it won't help them because you want Max Muncy, of course, to be in this lineup. But maybe it could help some of the guys that have been slumping make sure that they get their act together. So Teo and Mookie stay consistent and hit like they have pretty recently. And then when Max Muncy comes back, they stay hot. And then Max does what he does. So it's tough. And the Dodgers actually made a move. They claimed Buddy Kennedy. So Buddy Kennedy, my buddy Kennedy, who was recently DFA'd from the Toronto Blue Jays with Max Muncy going on that 10-day IL, which Dave Roberts has already said it's going to be much longer than 10 days. I mean, don't expect to see him back. It's a grade 1 oblique strain. Like I said, chance he come back, but Kennedy is interesting because he's going to be a bench guy. He's an infielder. He has some versatility. Without him, you just don't have an option. He's 26 years old. At the minor league level, he's been good at the minor league level, but that's the minor league level. In the minors, he's been 16% above league average offensively, a 284 hitter. He walks a ton at the minor league level, 13.9%, doesn't strike out too much. At the big league level, in parts of the last couple of seasons with the Diamondbacks, Tigers, Phillies, and Blue Jays, he's had 163 plate appearances in the last 4 seasons, and he's hit 193 with a 288 on base and a 300 slug. So I'm really curious to see what they see in him, but clearly there's a method to their madness. And the corresponding move is they ended up DFAing Fernandez, and he could be the answer to one of the most random Dodgers of the 2025 season. But they had a move to make. They did, and he was the move that they chose. Julian Fernandez. He did make a couple appearances this year for the team. Let's not forget, this is a team that's used 38 pitchers this season, and Julian Fernandez did pitch. He was selected on July 7th. He did go 2 innings that day. He gave 2 runs, and he was optioned back down to AAA. So other thing, too, about Buddy Kennedy, he has no options because of the multiple teams, him going up and down. So they're going to have to play him. So it's going to be really interesting to see that. And in his absence, hey, this is going to be a good opportunity for Alex Freeland to just get an extended run here and see what he can do. So that's where they're at with that. Now let's take all your questions for the rest of the show, and we will be back tomorrow. I will be attending the game, but we got a DMAC Michael Duarte post-game show from Dodger Stadium, so that should be fun. But let's get all your takes here. A Dodgers back into first place, beating the Padres episode. Those surely hit different. We have got let's do a comment of the show. Let's do a comment of the show, and we'll give out a T-shirt. I'm going to give out a T-shirt for the comment of the show. Here we go. Tommy James, Travis predicted 5, and Clayton went above and beyond in 7 innings and 76 pitches. We've got Carmen's PED Drays already planning for their postseason Cancun trip. Agreed, DMAC. What's up, Abel? Alexis Diaz did well tonight. Hopefully his brother has been helping Alexis. That's from Justin. Let's do some more. DFA Confardo. Come on now. After a night we had a hit. We've got MV3 is Kersh, Teo, and Freeland. Yeah, Freeland getting the base hit. Really nice defensive plays. Yeah, nice defensive plays by Freeland. You had some by Freddie Freeman. He made some really nice plays tonight. The defense was definitely there. Absolutely. D-Mac, what's your take on Freeland overall? Without Max, he's going to be in there a bit. Yeah, I mean, I think with all young players, you look at, can you do the basics? Wow, you can try to transition to hitting big league pitching. And so far, there's been some plays defensively where he has not made, but he is a guy that has the skills and the talent to be a plus defender at this level, especially at third base. He can play shortstop. It's just, can the bat translate? There's a lot of guys. I mean, look at Justin Dean, for example. There's a lot of guys that can play average to above average defense at this level, but the reason why they don't get extended run and more opportunities is because they can't hit big league pitching. Why can they not hit big league pitching? Well, because it's one of the hardest things to do. In fact, I think consistently it is the hardest thing to do in professional sports. I mean, unless you get into the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime, it is extremely difficult to have any consistency. And so far, Alex Freeland, heading into this game in 12 games, just 43 plate appearances, hitting 176 with a 510 OPS. So that's one thing that we've seen with a lot of these young guys. Dawn Rushing, Alex Freeland, Ha-Seong Kim has got into some slumps. I mean, James Outman in the past. I mean, a lot of these guys, it is very difficult to hit at this level for an extended period of time. And that's going to make or break your role for this team. I do think that if Freeland shows something to this organization, then it kind of makes you wonder about his role in the future. I mean, do they consider Alex Freeland as a potential successor for Max Muncy next season? Or do you look to pick up the club option for Max Muncy and move him? Do you give Max Muncy an extension? I mean, there's a lot of things in play. The one thing I don't love about Alex Freeland, as far as just the overall numbers, is he hasn't consistently hit the ball very hard. You're not seeing him square up the ball. So he has a lot of work to do to find it offensively. And there's a good opportunity. I mean, this is a really good opportunity for him. And we'll see. I mean, I think truly you need 500 plate appearances to really give a genuine assessment of how good a guy is at this level. So I guarantee you didn't think he was going to play this much. Balaukes says Murakami. Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of these, that's why, I mean, you look at the prospecting, a lot of these guys, it's difficult, but I believe he's got talent, though. He certainly has raw talent, and I like that. I like the athleticism of him, too. D-Mac, why do we spend so much time on RD or in analytics and still suffer from injuries? I mean, look, in short, I mean, we're running out of time here, but in short, the Dodgers, when they look at you as a pitcher, they find any way they can optimize you and get the best out of you. And usually that requires more spin, throwing nastier, throwing harder, throwing at max velocity. And that's what leads to injuries. Someone like Max Muncy, this is a guy who's 35, right? And in Major League Baseball, when you're 35, and it starts to add up, the injuries. I mean, you're already seeing Teoscar Hernández. He's 32, and you're seeing Mookie's going to turn 33. I mean, the older you get, the closer to 40 you get, hey, like he's got a case of the 30s, right? And then when that's the case, it's you start to see those injuries pile up. I don't think that's a Dodgers trainer thing. I really don't. I mean, it's something that's the reason why the Dodgers pitchers have more injuries is because the Dodgers have better pitchers that throw nastier and harder, and those are the guys that are a higher risk of injuries. And other organizations don't have access to those players because they don't have the financial means that the Dodgers have. They also don't have the scouting that the Dodgers have. So, and they don't just attract that level of talent. So, yeah, it's like you look at the Brewers, right? When their guys are nasty, it's usually guys they've drafted and scouted, and then they go to other teams, right? For example, you talked about Corbin Burns. Everyone in the offseason was like, D-Mac, let's get Corbin Burns because Corbin Burns has been durable and hasn't had Tommy John surgery. And what I said, that's a reason why I don't want him. That doesn't tell me that he's a guy that's durable. That tells me he's a guy that's due, right? Just because that's the nature of this business is guys have Tommy John surgery. So, Rose, bless you, D-Mac. Thank you so much. Oh, that's right. I sneezed. I was like, man, I was like, oh, this is the Church of Christianity for Clayton Kershaw on this one, but I sneezed. I forgot. D-Mac plugged at Cheeks. Oh, come on now. Come on, Nando. All right, guys, so let's do 3 more. Let's do a comment of the show. Calling him Tat Cheeks is crazy. LOL. I see D-Mac Sleep 23. I didn't call him that. Everyone thinks I called him that. I did. Buddy Kenny will be the next Chris Taylor. All right, there's the comment of the show because that's a wildfire take. But all right, guys, enjoy your Friday night. We'll be back tomorrow at the stadium, pregame, postgame. Keep it locked here at Dodgers Nation. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Do me a huge favor if you really want to support the channel. Hit that like button and drop a comment on your way out. Special thanks to Antonio, Tony Taters. Just got a new girlfriend. Try to guess her name down below. Yeah, I saw you guys called her Shohei Ohtani or something like that. But, yeah, Tony Taters is still producing this show remotely. All the clips, all the pictures, all the awesome stuff. So major shout out to my guy, Antonio, Tony Taters. Biggest Dodgers fan I know. So definitely give him some love down below in the comment section. And also, remember, guys, that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.